Thank you for tuning in. You're in for an educational treat. What's the biggest lie you've heard about college? If you get hit by the campus bus, your tuition is paid for by the college. Sent from my wheelchair. I know a woman who had her foot run over by one of the maintenance carts at university. She sued them and was awarded $250,000. That more than paid for her tuition. More attention than I thought it would. Here's the full story. The dude hit her with his maintenance cart and crushed her foot when she fell to the ground. He was drunk at work and completely negligent. She ended up in the hospital and needed expensive medical bills covered. The university denied all responsibility and refused to pay for her medical bills, despite having liability insurance for that exact scenario. She was out time, money, pain and suffering, and missed a bunch of work and school. I think they got off easy. That it doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to study right away and you can switch your major at any time. While parts of this are true, college is expensive. I switched my major after my second year and had to take a fifth year to finish my degree. It's cheaper to take classes at a community college if you are unsure of what you want to study and then transition into university once you've decided. Don't pay thousands of dollars to find yourself. Also, if you go to a university where the majors are competitive, which was my experience, you have to somehow balance finding yourself TM while also being at risk of missing out on your chances at one of your potential majors if you duck up on one of your prerequisite course exams. Hey now, a lot of people find themselves right after bombing their Calc 2 exams. Really coincidental like that. Sex and drunk all the time. All I remember is paper deadlines. My experience was closer to the former, but the flameout was grand. Yeah, I definitely spent more time wobbly than I did sober and doing work. Wobbly sausage? A good time for all. My dad spent my entire senior high school year and my entire time in college telling me the same thing over and over. If you have a college degree, any job will hire you. Doesn't matter what kind of degree it is or what kind of job it is. They'll just hire you because you have a college degree. I don't think I really believed it, but I was too busy to question it anyway. The best part? When I got out of college and had trouble getting a job that didn't involve a cash register and customer service, he kept repeating it and claimed I just wasn't trying hard enough. Used to be true. Times are different now. The two that stand out are professors would only accept papers written in cursive, and the only path to college is doing well in high school. The former isn't true because of these things called computers, and the latter isn't true because of this thing called community college. If you choose Greendale, you're already accepted. Pluribus anus. Oh, there's a bunch that I heard across all three colleges I went to. All the dining hall food had laxatives in it, so you'll crap it out before you get food poisoning. If the professor is more than 15 minutes late, everyone can leave without getting in trouble. If your roommate dies, you get an automatica every class. Every elevator and crosswalk has a secret code you can punch in to make it go faster. Every building is haunted. Most of that is totally false. Most professors respected the 15-minute rule at my college. Literally had a professor run into class 14 minutes late and yell, "I made it, everyone." Sucks to be you. College is weird. A high school teacher told us that the summer before college is the last long vacation you'll have. The many years of college were actually the longest vacation I've had. Even considering strictly the official holidays, I've got like 6 months of vacation. France, it will be hard when I will finally work. 6 months of vacation in France? I call BS, I'm French. Never saw a student with 6 months of free time. We have a week of halls every 2 months during the school year, then we have perhaps 3 months during the summer if we sat for our final exams in early May. I know that France has a reputation of handing out vacations, but come on, we're not that lazy. That the professors don't help you. This isn't universal. I had my share of profs that were sink or swim, but I found a majority were willing to go above and beyond for you if you put the effort in. If you're at a research university, some of your professors have made their life's work out of your class. If you show the interest in their work the same way they have, and show JT by sitting in the front and asking relevant questions, or greeting them with a hello and thank you before and after, but when you go to their office for help, or copies of the slides because you missed class, because you sit in front they missed your face, they will give you a hand. I had a professor who taught municipal politics, Canada, and the course was largely about separation of powers, federal, provincial, municipal, responsibilities. The guy was a super nerd about it, and as it turns out I was too. Really enjoyed the class, Always sat in front, and when my girlfriend's mom passed away when a major paper was due, gave me all the time in the world to finish it. Someone passed away that was really no relation to me, and I basically handed the paper in after finals were over, 3 weeks late. No problem. That you'll meet the love of your life there. Or your lifelong best friends. LOL. Are you telling me you didn't have a smiling multicultural group of friends either? Don't forget the one guy who's in a wheelchair. When I was in 7th grade, some of my cousins told me that colleges could look at your search history, and I believed them. I immediately went through all my search history, deleted it, and purposely searched up stuff like how to solve quadratics or what does I represent so I could sound smart/hardworking to colleges. That is hilarious. See, you misunderstood. They weren't talking about the College Board, but the National Scholarship Association. NSA for short. That's smart and mature people go to college. No matter what college I attended, or what campus I visited, and regardless of their alma mater, there are a fair amount of fools on any campus and from any school, and an expected number of people still experiencing the growing pains of adulthood. This isn't to say they shouldn't be proud of their academic accomplishments or happy about their career prospects. Rather, it is simply that they are by all means deficient in areas I think one ought to not be deficient in. Maturity, insightfulness, self-awareness, etc. Damn, you even spelled out etc. Where did you go to school? You'll get laid. SMH, wait, as a matter of fact the deadlines and professors did duck my head up. Shudders, so many awkward Tinder dates. You actually got matches on Tinder? You need to go to college in order to succeed in life. Different paths have different requirements. My best advice to anyone wondering if college is the move or not is to start by job hunting. Find the jobs you want, and list out what the requirements are. If it's a college degree, great. If it's not, pursue whatever else, trade school, certificates, etc., instead. My advice would be to look up careers in middle school or high school that you may be interested in and find out what's required to get there. It's the best time of your life. I love being disoriented and depressed all the time. What are you talking about? I felt this way about high school too, but indeed it was the best time of my life. Discovered I was bi and got friends with people that I'd not usually hang out with. The anxiety/depression and also the acceptance phase were harsh, but I can't deny that was a really important part of my life. When I was in 11th, 12th grade, I had a handful of teachers assigning unreasonably huge workloads of homework that were clearly valueless busywork. Their justification was that they were preparing us for the rigors of college. And if we found this workload unmanageable, we were doomed to flunk out of college. My first 2 years of college were significantly less rigorous than my last 2 years of high school. Those teachers should have been pushing personal accountability and self-discipline, not just stressing us out in the hopes that we develop appropriate coping mechanisms. Man, in high school, you'd go to your English teacher and ask if you could have a day extension because you have 6 AP exams, your grandma died, and you have to start chemo, and they'd be like, welcome to college. Then you get to college and go to your professor and say the paper is due on my birthday and I plan on getting trashed. Can I have an extra day? And they're like, take an extra week, sounds like you'll have a hangover. That the professors are going to be worse than the teachers at high school. I've already finished my first year of college and the professors have been extremely helpful, even more helpful than my high school teachers. I've always hated writing essays in English, but my college professor has helped me a lot and gave me lots of helpful tips. When I turned in my first essay, he was amazed at it because I followed all of his instructions. I don't know why high school teachers implement fear to their students of how hard college is. Instead, I would have liked it better if they actually teaches us the subject instead of hearing their past life and how they ended up as a teacher. Professors are usually also researchers who are passionate about their work, so helping out students is something they love to do. Not saying that high school teachers of the subject are not passionate, but college professors are on another level in the field. You will get a job if you have a degree. Not gonna lie, it's nice to have literally no stress from that as someone in nursing. Instead, you just have one of the most stressful jobs on the planet. That the friends you make in college will be the best ones of your life. Didn't happen to me. My closest friends are a few guys I met way back when I was in elementary school, and they are like brothers to me. No one could be a better friend to me than those guys. I made some friends in college, but they were just drinking buddies and I lost touch with most of them. This is literally me. I'll just add on the last thing you said. I lost touch with all of them by the end of freshman year. Never had a clique, even just someone I would hang out with outside of class. I'm in my third year and I told myself to make friends this quarter, right before the pandemic. Yeah, okay. That there's this sudden massive difficulty hike as soon as you get there. As someone who never really learned how to study in high school, the difficulty spike was real for me, but I get if you went to a high school that prioritized self-lead education. And I am envious of that. Can confirm. Never had to study in high school, A's with no effort. Got to college, first year was a huge shock. 2.2 after my first year, spent the next 3 years salvaging my GPA back to a 3.0 by graduation. Pharmacy school was way easier, though, since I finally knew how to study. The lie is given by one of my old high school teachers: college is extremely difficult. For every hour of class time you will need to study at least another hour if you want to get even a C grade. The homework is also hard because every assignment is like a final project and you'll spend hours on each one. My experience, college is just more of the same in regards to high school. You may struggle a bit with new subjects, but not in any way you don't struggle with a subject now. The homework is a bit more detailed. It is not final project quality though. To those who have been through college, how much would you say prestige and rankings matter? They definitely help to get into certain jobs at certain companies. For instance, if you really want to go to Wall Street or go to a top consulting company, the vast majority of hires come from top schools. The way I've always thought about it is that if you have two exactly equal candidates but one went to Harvard and the other went to a community college, which one are you going to pick? If the job weren't very prestigious, I might take the community college guy because I'd think the Harvard guy would get a better opportunity and abandon the job. The expensive ones are better. I have degrees from state schools and Ivy League schools. The state school was flat out better. And cheaper. You can get just as good a degree, maybe better, from a reasonably priced school and not go thousands into debt. To add to this, I went to a community college and then transferred to a highly ranked university, and I actually found my classes at the community college were much better. I think that going to a school based on cost or ranking can actually backfire on people because I think that at higher ranked schools professors can be much more focused on research rather than teaching. It's hard and you don't have enough time, when people just don't prioritize it and want to have a life like going to college isn't a life already. I have a wife and 2 kids, 3 years of college, and never did I have the issues the others did. Was way more than enough time, work was decent if you took the time to study. I kept hearing no time, then realized people want to drink, party, play video games and anything more than work. I rather work now and play later with more money, playtime as a poor bum sucks. On. That's relieving. The general consensus is that college is a mammoth's task. That the friends you make there will be lifelong. I learned that you make a lot more acquaintances than friends in college. Thinking back, it's weird and funny how I would be group partners / lab partners with someone I was randomly paired up with. Work with them for weeks and even exchange phone numbers / emails. A year can go by and you see them by the quad and they don't even acknowledge you. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.